afternoon and welcome to this very beautifully sunny afternoon, and you're live with DKW, that's right, a different kind of woman, and we are going to be discussing a very fascinating topic. It's called the Princess Complex. What's that all about? Now ladies, come on, we all watch those Disney movies and we hope that our Prince Charming will whisk us away into the sunset, and then we realise it just doesn't quite happen. Or maybe your parents made you a little princess when you were a child, but as you grew older you realise this is the real world and princess doesn't always last forever. But is the Princess Complex a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Well, I'm going to be discussing it today with our fellow Princess DKWs, Sammy and Kim, as well as our relationship expert Pam Custers, who's got a lot to say on the topic. But before we do that, of course, we're going to be doing some chocolate making and tasting with Lisa Marley. So stay with us. Hi Lisa, how
Hello.
are you?
I'm very well.
I remember you from the cocoa box.
Yes, you came and made some cupcakes with me, didn't you?
Oh, it was fabulous.
And you did very well.
Oh, thank you. Well, you had to say that. We're live on TV. Thank you very much for that. So what are we going to be doing today?
Well, I thought I'd talk to you about chocolate. I thought we'd try and make some truffles together and do a bit of a chocolate tasting. Do you like chocolate?
I love chocolate.
Brilliant.
A bit too much, so this is right up my street.
Okay, so we're going to start with tasting a good quality chocolate versus a not so good quality chocolate, but I'm not going to tell you which is which.
All right then.
See if you can tell the difference.
Oh, you want me to taste it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
So with chocolate, the best way to try it is, first of all, have a look. So we'll start with the smaller pellets. So if you want to pick one up and you want to have a little sniff, and what you're looking for is a deep cocoa smell. So they say the perfect dark chocolate is a combination of bitter and sweet.
Yes.
And then you want to let it rest in your mouth. So I know you won't be able to speak at this bit. Oh, don't worry, I'll talk for you.
So you want me to go ahead now?
Yeah, have a taste. And good quality dark chocolate should be smooth and silky. It shouldn't be waxy or sugary. And it should be, have a nice strong cocoa flavour.
This one is quality, I'm sure.
Well, we shall see.
Okay.
Now let's try this one. You might not. It's quite a big piece, so you might not want to try it all.
Okay.
But again, have a feel, have a smell, and again, you're looking for that cocoa, that deep cocoa smell. Let it rest in your mouth. And the reason we kind of rub it with, it's quite warm in here today, but the reason we rub it in our fingers is to release the aroma. Oh. Some people like chocolate straight from the fridge. Yeah. And you can't really smell it though, that's the only thing. If you warm it up a bit, it releases all the flavours and aromas and you get more of a taste. So out of the two, which did you prefer?
I think it's definitely this one. This one left a really good sensation on my tongue. Not as much as this one, I'm afraid.
Good palate, because that is the good high quality chocolate.
Thank you.
Just out of interest, what do you think makes a good quality chocolate good quality?
I just think it's that tang that it leaves behind, that kind of deep cocoa tang that stays on your tongue.
Good answer. Do you know what this is? Have a feel of that.
It looks like a bit of cheese, a block of brie.
It does look like cheese, actually.
I don't know what it is.
I've never had that before. Most people say it looks like butter. But if you rub that in your hands, this is cocoa butter.
Oh, really?
Have you ever used cocoa butter?
I have,
It's a lovely product.
Yes.
Brilliant for your skin, great for eczema. It's a good fat like avocados, olive oil, and it's an expensive product. I mean, you wouldn't want to eat that like it is, but you can actually melt that down and cook with it. Okay. So all cocoa butter comes from a cocoa bean, so all chocolate must contain cocoa butter. But what some naughty people do is extract the cocoa butter, take it out, and replace it with a cheap oil, then mask it with loads of sugar, and therefore it's a lower quality chocolate.
Oh my days, and you're just eating loads of sugar.
Exactly, exactly. So legally, chocolate has to contain cocoa solids, cocoa mass. So that's cocoa butter and cocoa, which is the brown powder. Okay. Do you know what this is?
I've got no idea. It just reminds me of like cocoa from back home in the West Indies.
It is a cocoa bean, cocoa pod. Now this is dried, I mean, so you may have seen one. They're usually like huge and really colourful and beautiful. Unfortunately, we can't grow them in this country because they like really moist, warm atmospheres. But this one's dried. It's just nice to have a little, because some people, never get to see them in real life. Nice. So I'd like you to try something else if you don't mind. This you may not like as much, because do you prefer dark or milk chocolate?
I'm a milk chocolate person. I don't actually like dark chocolate too much.
Do you not? No. Okay, never mind. Okay.
But I eat it all, that's fine.
Okay, brilliant. So these are cocoa nibs.
Okay.
So you might want to try it. You may or may not. Just a couple. These are really, really good for you. And this is kind of chocolate in its purest form because
it's quite tough, isn't it?
It's very tough. But what I tend to do is I soak mine in some milk, and you can have chocolatey milk because it's got all the vitamins and minerals. And just next to it is a cocoa bean. And inside the cocoa, I'm getting very technical here. Inside the cocoa bean, there's lots of, inside the cocoa pod, there's lots of cocoa beans. There's a kind of a long process to get to this, but they're roasted and they're winnowed, and you're left with the cocoa nibs. You get them in health stores.
Do you know, this tastes like coffee.
Does it?
Yeah, tastes like coffee.
It's funny, everyone's different, everyone's palate is different. To me, they taste quite nutty.
Yeah, and like nuts as well, yeah.
So
it doesn't taste like anything else, not sweet at all. Quite bitter,
no, it
isn't
has no sugar in it. That's why all the goodness, because good quality dark chocolate has more antioxidants, allegedly, this is what I believe, than red wine and green tea. So it's a powerful antioxidant. In fact, in the olden days, they used to crush down the cocoa beans, put them onto open wounds because it helps them heal.
No.
Yep. Well, legend has it.
I would like to believe that too.
It's got magnesium, releases serotonin, which is the chemical that makes you feel good. So they say you should have, dark chocolate every day. So maybe you should try and learn to love.
Oh, I think I can after this. I think I can learn to love it.
So do you like truffles?
I do, I love them.
Before we make some truffles, I just want to talk to you about white chocolate.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So why do you think white chocolate is white? Feel free to try some.
Is it something to do with this cocoa?
That's exactly right. So white chocolate doesn't contain cocoa powder. So it contains lots and lots of the cocoa butter and unfortunately lots of sugar, so it's very sweet.
That's why it's just so delicious right now.
You've definitely got a sweet tooth, haven't you?
Yep, I'll finish this.
No problem.
Yep.
And so white chocolate is usually marketed, or used to be marketed towards children, but actually you're much better off having dark chocolate because it's got much less sugar. So it hasn't got all the health benefits of dark chocolate. Although it's all down to personal taste, isn't it?
Oh, it's lovely. But so there's nothing good about white chocolate, is that what you're saying?
Well, it's got the cocoa butter, so that's a good fat.
Okay.
But
that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's not
no problem.
It's not brilliant for you, but everything in moderation, and
indeed,
if you enjoy it. So to make truffles, do you know why truffles are called truffles?
I have no idea. Tell me, Lisa.
So truffles are called truffles because they look like the truffles that come out of the ground, and they're expensive and decadent. So that's where that came from. And they're really, really simple to make and really effective. They make brilliant gifts. And you can use all sorts of toppings. You can use alcohol with them. Obviously not for the children though. That wouldn't be very good. But the thing you do, it's 2 to 1, so you don't even have to weigh anything. Okay. You just use the measurements. So if you're using, say, a tub of cream, you do 1 tub of cream to 2 tubs of melted chocolate.
Okay.
So it's just
2 tubs, okay.
Yeah, 2 to 1. And what happens is you add your cream to your chocolate. There's 2 ways of doing it. The way we do it is we actually heat the chocolate, and then we have cold cream, and it seizes straight away. The other way, the traditional way of doing it, is to cut up your chocolate really finely, heat your cream, and then pour the cream onto the chocolate and just let it rest for a bit, and it starts to melt. That way, you'd probably have to leave it overnight, and it will set. It will set up.
Yep.
Because, but I'm going to show you in true Blue Peter style, some we made earlier. I've noticed you've got lovely nails, so I've got some gloves for you.
Thank you.
So what I did, I made some earlier, and the thing about truffles is sometimes with your body heat, the mixture, this is called a ganache.
A ganache, yes.
Sometimes your body heat can melt it, but all you need to do is let the air seize it up again. Okay. You don't have to put it in the fridge, you don't have to do anything. So what I want you to do, because this is quite a big bag, we're going to start with shorter little chocolate sections. Okay. Now, before we start, I must tell you, there's a little comedy element to this. I know they don't look as beautiful as they do at the finished result.
Good, I'm glad that you said that. That disclaimer.
We're all grown up here.
Yes.
So I'll just show you. So I'm going to squeeze just from the very tip here, and just squeeze that out, and then break that off. Okay. Let me move that out of the way. And then all you do is squeeze down from here.
Yes.
And you pipe it again. So I realise it doesn't look very pretty at the moment.
Okay, all right, I can do this.
We've got things to do to make it look pretty. So do you ever make chocolates at home?
No. My mum makes lots of cakes, and sometimes I try to assist her in the decorating, but that's about it.
Right. So this really brilliant to make with children. I have to say though, they are disposable piping bags. You've got a strong grip there.
Sorry.
That's all right. But I've done it before, and it just goes everywhere. So you
okay?
Yeah, do a few more. Why not? Yeah.
Hold it down here.
And as you were saying, you saw some cocoa beans before. Sorry, cocoa pods before. Whereabouts was that?
At my mum's, with my mum when she does her class. When she does her class in cupcake making.
Oh, I see. I thought you actually went to a because they like warm tropical atmospheres. So Venezuela.
Oh, you mean the cocoa? No, that's because my family are from St. Lucia, so we used to have cocoa tea, and that's where I saw it. They grate it, and then they put like hot milk in it, and they make a tea with it.
Lovely. That sounds gorgeous. I'm going to put my gloves on as well.
Okay.
So, what country? This is a little pop quiz for you. You never know. You might get this in a pub quiz. What country do you think first produced a solid chocolate bar?
It's got to be some sort of West Indian, Caribbean country.
Good answer, but no. Try again.
You've lost me completely now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Have a guess.
The UK?
It was the UK.
Really?
It was indeed. It was Bristol.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. I know you wouldn't believe it. What company? Have a little guess. Do you think it was?
I've got no idea.
It was Fry's.
Fries.
In the 1800s, the first solid chocolate bar was produced, because before then, chocolate was a liquid.
Okay.
It was used for health benefits. It was like a broth. And because it was a broth, it didn't taste so good. They used to add herbs and spices to it.
Okay.
So we usually think of chocolate, flavoured chocolate, being quite a new trendy thing. Chili chocolate, wasabi chocolate, rosemary chocolate, loads of different things. Chili is the oldest flavouring known to man. The Aztecs used to use that.
Oh, nice.
So we've let it set up a bit.
Fabulous.
So we've just left it, we've piped it and left it. All you're going to do is, my hands are quite warm, that's the only thing. The only thing working with chocolate is that my hands do get warm. So you're just going to gently roll it.
Yep.
Into that size, perfect. And then you're just going to drop it in, roll it around. And then give it a tap and put that to one side. Actually, we should just put them on here, shouldn't we?
Okay.
Straight onto there. But feel free to try some if you want.
Oh, let me do another one.
And as I said, these are perfect for a gift. Really simple to make. If you were going to make them with alcohol, what I would suggest is, say, some brandy or some whiskey, maybe around Christmas time. Use 25 grams of melted butter.
Yes.
And then 2 capfuls of your chosen liqueur. I sometimes use like an orange liqueur because it works really well. And you can also crush down some cardamom pods.
Oh, lovely.
Cardamom seeds.
What's that? Cardamom.
It's used in Indian cooking quite a lot, Asian cooking. And it's a little green pod. A little bit, looks exactly like a cocoa pod, but it's in miniature. So you just split them open, take out the little black seeds, crush them down and mix them into your melted cream. You can infuse your cream with tea bags.
Oh, nice.
They're so versatile and they're really simple to do. These ones are actually made with white chocolate.
Oh, lovely.
So a lot sweeter.
Not as good as for you, of course.
No,
as we've
it doesn't
heard.
have the health benefits, but still, a lot of people do like the old white chocolate. But just, as I said, is that for someone on a diet?
Yeah, that'd be for my husband.
Interesting shapes. Let's carry on do some more.
Oh, I've been loving to do this. This is absolutely fabulous, Lisa. Thank you so much for showing me this.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
I've also enjoyed all the tasting of all this chocolate, so I've learnt dark chocolate is really the way forward. Yes. What I will be taking from you today is that I can have a bit of dark chocolate every single day.
I love that. That's the way I live.
That's the only part I heard.
Oh, right, yeah. No, that's good enough for me. No,
Excellent.
no, definitely.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're more than welcome.
Come back again. Now, please stick with us, because after the break, we're going to be speaking about the Princess Complex more. And if you want to know more about the Cocoa Box, please visit our website, dkw.me, and get chocolate making yourself. Stick with us. Welcome back, and this is DKW, and we are talking about the Princess Complex. And I'm joined in the studio with fellow DKW resident princesses, Sammy and Kim, welcome.
Hi, Sherene.
How are you guys doing?
Hello, very, very well.
Looking very pretty in pink and cool, I should say.
Oh, yes. We're twins.
Yeah,
We're twins
twins are back. They are embracing summertime.
That's why we're bringing in the sunshine.
Indeed,
aren't we?
indeed.
Yes.
The outside, it really
That's
is.
right.
And of course, with us, joined in beautiful blue, is Pam Custers. Thank you so much, relationship expert. Thank you for coming.
Oh, it's wonderful to be here. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, we're very excited to hear from you. So
That's right.
I hope you're bracing yourself from all those questions we've been throwing you.
Don't we, girls?
Squeeze out everything from her.
That's right. Good.
But before we start, I want to find out from you ladies, be honest.
Yes.
I'm not going to ask you this, Pam, because I know you're going to give the right answer. But I'm going to ask you guys, do you guys have a bit of a princess complex?
I'm going to say definitely yes.
I'm so proud of you, Sam, for saying, because I wouldn't have to tell
I'm
you.
being very brave today. I want to be very sincere and very honest. I think half-half, because as a child, I think I was. I mean, my sisters would say that I was spoilt as a child.
Were you the youngest?
I was the youngest.
Ah,
I was the
okay.
youngest, and very much always given everything that I needed. But the reason why I say half is because my parents were still very disciplined. So even though I was well taken care of and given everything that a young girl would need and want and delight with, I still had that discipline with my upgrowing. And I think I grew up, when I look at my characteristic, I've always been a type of person that have tended to want my own way somewhat.
Sam, you said it, not me.
So yes, I would definitely say that I have traits of princess complex.
Lovely, lovely, Sammy. And you, Kim?
I wouldn't say I've got a
Why's
princess.
that?
Because I wouldn't say I was brought up spoilt, but I think I went through a phase in my life when I made myself a bit of a princess.
Oh, do tell.
But it didn't work out very well for me.
So much for that then.
Just abandon that project.
Yeah, I did abandon that. There was a time in my life when, yes, I did think a lot of myself, but that was a phase.
Okay, a phase that should not be repeated.
Yes.
All right, ladies, let me tell you about the definition. Now, apparently, the definition of a princess complex is this: an attitude fed to women by the media and other females that bestows upon them illusions of superiority and selfishness. Also brought on to many attractive females over time by means of many males who have ventured into the friend zone by catering to the respective females every beck and call. Now, okay, Pam, what do you reckon about that definition? Tell me.
Ooh.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, I think that the real word to think about is the word illusion.
Oh.
Because if we have an illusion about ourselves, goodness me, can we get ourselves into big trouble?
Oh, that's true.
So, having a good self-image and self-confidence is vitally important. But if we, operate in a very selfish and non-responsible way, then we run into trouble.
Yes.
We really do.
What are the main, traits, the core traits of someone who has princess complex? What is it?
Well, the core trait is believing that they are somewhat more important than everybody else.
Ooh.
So believing
Yes.
that somehow they deserve everything. And, honestly, we are fed a bit of that from the media. You deserve this. You're the one. And we want to believe it.
sounds good to me.
I think can I just rewind what I just said earlier?
Can't take you back.
Pam, but how do we develop this princess complex? Is it something from childhood?
Well, it is actually. You've got your finger on the button there. As parents, we want to develop our children's self-esteem. We want them to feel good about themselves. And what we tend to do is kind of just tell them they're fabulous.
Well,
all
yeah,
the
of
time.
course.
All the time. Doesn't matter what they do, whether they do it really badly. We say, that's brilliant, fantastic. And actually, that doesn't serve our children very well. And that doesn't make for a good self-image. That gives us an illusion that we don't have to work hard, that we won't get frustrated, that things will all happen on a platter. And actually that's not real life, as we know, don't we?
It's true, but I have to say though, I mean, I was never brought into this complex thing. I really thought the princess complex is not a good thing. But when you started talking about, I deserve this, well, don't I deserve it, really? I mean, is there any time where the princess complex can be a really good thing?
Well, I think what you're what we mustn't get mixed up with is a good self-esteem. We can believe that we are deserving. But the secret here is we're not entitled. Okay. And that actually exactly what your parents did, where they made you take responsibility for yourself.
That's right. So the discipline was
there was the discipline, and also you need to put in some hard work sometimes.
Yes.
It doesn't just arrive on a platter. We're not just entitled just because we're born and, you know, suddenly we think we really are the princess. So actually it's not really useful.
It goes back to having that balance,
Exactly.
with it.
Exactly, Sam, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, how do you think that it could actually affect, like, relationships?
Well, it can be really quite sabotaging of relationships.
I can imagine.
You know, I see this often where there is such a sense of belief of deservedness that actually the other component, which is making compromises, developing a relationship with someone, you know, it has to be like dancing a tango. You know, you can't dance a tango where there's just one person dancing. You need the other person dancing with you.
Do you know, that's why when I said in the earlier part that I did have it and I kind of had to get rid of it. And I think it was mainly to do with relationships. You know, when you come to that stage where, you know, you become you see yourself as becoming attractive, and people are making you feel that you're so special, and you can get this kind of princess. And I do remember there was a phase in my life when I had become this awful person. But I did, you know, you come to a stage, because with being a princess you have to also take the negative that comes with it. And if you don't have the stamina to take that kind of people rejecting you and saying, no, you're not that good, if you can't take it, then you think to yourself, my goodness, what am I doing?
You're right.
So you have to take that stand back and think, this is not me.
Exactly. It can be very crushing.
Yes.
Because really what's happened is if it comes from childhood, you're setting your child up for terrible disappointment.
Yeah.
You know, to be knocked back. And actually nobody's perfect.
Yes.
We're all imperfect.
That's right.
So, you know, and we all need to work at ourselves, and we all need to work in our relationships and take responsibility for the bits that possibly we don't really like about ourselves.
I mean, I must say, Pam, I'm hearing everything you're saying and it all sounds lovely, but I still believe that there must be something about this princess complex that's quite good for me. Like the fact that if if I feel like I deserve it, for example, not that I'm going to step over other people, but even in relationships, I'm not going to settle for second best. I think I should have someone who will want to have me and treat me fantastically, for example.
Almost like keeping boundaries to a level where you're not going to go beneath.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh, I mean, what's wrong about making that man work for me?
Well, I think there's nothing wrong at making him work for you. If you're clear about what your expectations are, that's healthy. But in the same way, you have to understand that he has expectations too.
All right, Pam, hold that thought, because I'm sorry, we need to go to a break, unfortunately, but we'll be back because I feel that we need to develop this even more. Ladies, stay tuned, because I'm sure Pam is going to reveal much more. Good afternoon, ladies, and we are talking about the princess complex, and we are joined by relationship expert Pam Custers, who's teaching us that the princess complex can have a good side as well as its negatives. Now, before the break, I quizzed Pam asking if it could be good at all, because it seems to be all negative, and I'm not sold by that just yet. And I want to know from you, Pam, are there some good sides of it? I mean, for example, the movies. When we watch the movies, I understand that they've got their part to play. They tell us, oh, you're falling in love with the right person. He's going to wish you off into sunset, and everything's going to be great. And I still believe in that. Am I wrong?
I think, no, I think you're right. I think we can still fall in love and we can still be whisked off into our future. But in reality, we have to play our part as well. So really, it's if we play our part and we are able to relate in a respectful, honest way that isn't all about me.
Selfish.
Okay.
I think that's the word that really stuck out to me when you talked about selfishness, and I think, well, yeah, I can get that.
That's really where the line is, isn't it? So you say those who are princesses, for example, because I believe that we've all got a bit of a princess side to us, right? We're all a bit selfish, really. But there's a balance, right? So that's where there seems to be a problem when it's too much. You're too selfish, where you don't care about the other person. It's all about what you want.
Exactly, and that's where it all goes very wrong. It's when someone has the idea that if I'm really selfish and I'm really, going to look after myself above all else, that somehow, everything's going to fall into place, because that's kind of where I have to be. And actually, when we're talking about relationships, and we need to relate. We need that bit where we can respect the other person who also has needs, desires, and wants. And it's about understanding that we create this together. Just as I said about the tango, we relate in a two-way basis. So if we're really selfish, what we're doing is we're really kind of cutting off our nose to spite our face. We're sabotaging our relationship. But in terms of feeling good about ourselves, in terms of feeling sassy, in terms of thinking about ourselves as being fabulous and worthy of respect, go on, girl.
I am
like you, Pam.
I love it. But Pam, is there some men that kind of buy into this princess complex who they will really, the woman could say, look, I'm selfish, I want, and there's going to be men who's going to like, okay. Because you're so beautiful, I'll give you whatever you want.
Well, two things are at work there. The first thing is, if this woman is a sassy princess but is also incredibly selfish, for the man, he may feel he's really got a catch. So he may kind of feel that it'll up his game, because if he's got this princess on his arm, that will reflect on him, you see. But it usually doesn't last, sadly.
Because we do see that with footballers and footballers' partners, isn't it? And celebrities, we do see it, isn't it?
We do. That's why they don't work.
Absolutely. So initially it's kind of, this does my ego fantastically well. Here I've got this princess, yes, she's hard work, but this makes me look really good, but it doesn't work. And the other thing that can work there is that some men get caught up with the chase. So they'll chase, and then actually when they receive the prize, they realize there's a lot of hard work there, and they go,
and then they give prize.
No, thank you.
Pam, do you think that this princess complex can be cured?
Well, I think that it can be cured. And I think that if we're talking about somebody who really has got the extreme case, completely selfish, really preoccupied only with what their needs and wants are, you can move forward, but it takes a very brave person to do that. And I take my hat off to someone who, like yourself, can look at yourself, and I think, that makes yourself vulnerable. And I'm utterly impressed by women who can say, you know what? I think this doesn't really work for me. And I'm going to look at myself, and I'm going to make some tiny little changes You know, not a personality transplant.
Yes.
Just a little change, and actually things start falling into place.
And that's great, because there's nothing wrong with that, is
exactly.
there? I mean, I think it's always important for any of the viewers, women, even men, to be able to recognise maybe negatives about their character, about their personalities, and to be able to do something to change it. Absolutely. But I was actually thinking about the fact that a lot of these complexes may be coming from like the roots of a person, because a person could be deeply traumatized because of their childhood. They could have went through an abuse or some kind of trauma that's made them, you know, build these core traits within their personality, within their character. Or even the fact of, you know, you get some parents who really probably had maybe a very, very difficult childhood, and they want to spoil their child to such an extreme that they want to give their child everything that they couldn't have.
No. You know what? You've got your finger on the button.
I'm thinking
You're absolutely right, because how we lead our adult relationships and how we present ourselves to the world, our template is developed as a child.
I believe
and
that.
you know, if our parents have had a hard time, and of course we want the best for our children, I mean, my goodness me, you know, we will go to the end of the earth for our children.
Of course we do.
And you know, not wanting to spoil them, they can unwittingly be developing their child into believing that they don't have to kind of take responsibility for themselves.
They don't have to work hard to
to
survive in this world.
Exactly.
And the truth is that they do. You know, you put in, I mean, you get out of this world, you get out of life what you put in. And it does take hard work, doesn't it? It does take sacrifice. It does take the fact that we have to work at it. It's not always going to come on a golden plate, I should say, rather than a platter.
I don't think it should, because, you know, those things, like this golden platter that we keep talking about, normally when it does come like that, it also goes very easy as well.
Yes, I think so.
You don't feel self-fulfilled. You don't.
You don't appreciate it.
You don't appreciate it.
Exactly.
And I don't believe there's any woman who gets off on crushing other people. Like sometimes, you know, you have for example, in the workplace, you can have those women who are managers who've got the princess complex, and they just want to crush everyone around them, especially other women, to make them feel, you know, make them feel superior, make them feel good. But I know deep inside that person, it can't be happy, because I think your real joy is like what you were saying earlier, is where you give, is where you love, when you care, when you relate to other people. I think that, and us as women, we're good at doing that. But then I wonder, why do so many women buy into this princess complex anyway? Why does it come so naturally to them?
Well, for them, part of the princess complex is also a defense. It's a protection mechanism. It's a protection mechanism, because under it all, there is a vulnerability. Okay, because if you believe you don't have to work at things and you tread on people's toes, you're getting a lot of knockback from the world, and it's hurtful. And so you develop this protection even more, and so you become even more of a princess. And so to make you feel a bit better, you might put somebody down. And you know what? I must just add the one thing is that none of us are perfect.
Exactly.
We're
not
all developing.
That's right.
We are all constantly reflecting on ourselves.
That's right.
So, you know, it's not like somebody's flawed if they feel, oh my goodness, I've been acting like a princess.
Don't you think that the men need to also take a bit of fault as well? I mean, I'm thinking of my own marriage. My husband is, I mean, he's a type of man that really does like to spoil me a little bit, like my parents. But of course there has to be balance, and I love what you said about it takes both ways. So as much as he's giving to me, I'm giving back. Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? So that there's that balance between the relationship. But I find that it could be a problem if men, you know, some guys may be at fault by really allowing that princess who has these complexes and really fulfilling it with her, leaving her on top of that pedestal and allowing it to go on. Do you think they could be at fault?
Do you know, so I've just got to mention about this. It's so funny how we start off our married lives as princesses.
Yeah, we do.
Don't we just?
And we expect it. It's like we demand it, you know.
Yes.
you've got me, I'm the prize, and I expect you to appreciate this prize. And so, you know,
sometimes it
that's
can go
what
a
you
bit
see
over
in the
the top
films.
if we're not
Buy me the
careful.
flowers, do this, be at my beck and call, I'm calling you, pick up the phone.
So at least for one day you can have it, but you just have to understand it's just for one day.
Yeah.
After that, we need to start relating and giving, right?
Absolutely,
That's it.
absolutely.
But do you know, I want to ask you, what about if you have a parent that has a princess complex?
Oh
How
gosh,
does that
very
work?
good question.
Well, that's a real challenge because it's very hard to, you know, as a parent to hear from a child that they're finding it difficult. And really it's about somebody who's quite vulnerable. And, you know, it doesn't always make for a happy life for that poor parent. And it can be very challenging for the children. So, you know, that becomes a more complicated story when a parent is, you know, because they're giving off that their needs, their desires are over everybody else's. And children can often feel like they really are second best. So, you know, that can be a bit of a challenge. Because children
can suffer for that, I would think.
I could imagine.
You know, having parents like
I think
that.
I come first all the time.
Exactly. So you've brought up a very good point there. You know, if a parent is a princess,
Yes.
you know, take a little step back.
Yes.
To draw breath. You are gorgeous. You are lovely.
Help them a bit.
But just keep in mind that others have feelings and needs as well.
Exactly.
Our children do, and sometimes other people's feelings have to come before ours.
Yes.
You know, and that makes for a good relationship.
Oh, Pam, I've really loved having you on. You must come back again, do you promise?
Oh, I'd love to.
Absolutely fantastic. I just want to know, what's your final word for us and the viewers?
You go out there, you be that sassy, wonderful woman.
I'll take it.
You believe in yourself.
Oh, love it.
Catching that.
But at the same time, understand that you're not just entitled to it.
Yeah.
You have to do a little bit of work for it. And that a really good and healthy relationship is about give and take.
That's right.
It's about working and together and creating together the kind of relationship that wants to just whisk you off into the sunset.
Oh, I love it. Okay. I don't think the princess complex is good anymore. You've sold it to me. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for that,
Thanks again, Pam, for coming. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks
for having you all. After the break, we're going to be showing you a time that the DKW ladies went to the perfume studio. We made perfume, didn't we, Sam?
We did indeed.
Oh my God, it was fabulous, wasn't it?
I think I have mine on today,
Oh,
actually.
do you? No wonder you're smelling so gorgeous. That's right, we learned how to make perfume all on our own. So please stay tuned. You've got to have a look at what happened. And guess what? There was a competition and you're going to see.
I wonder who won.
Well, she kind of gave it away. I didn't say anything, she did. Stay tuned, you're going to be having that and the final word. Once again, thanks again, Pam. Stick with us. Welcome back to DKW, and we've had a very eventful show, chocolate making with Marley, also discussing the princess complex with our resident expert. And now have a look at what we did when we went to the perfume studio and made our own perfume. Hi, we're at the perfume studio where today we're going to be making our very own signature perfume, and this is Warren.
Hi there.
Hi Warren, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well. Raring to go, and I hear you're all very excited. Is that right?
We are very excited. So can you tell us, what exactly do you do here?
Well, Perfume Studio, we're a perfume company, and it's been established for around 10 years or so now. And the idea, the concept is to allow everybody, not just the celebrities these days, but to allow everybody to create their own bespoke signature fragrance. I have 18 fantastic blends here, okay, which have been created by our very own master perfumer. we'll have a little bit of fun. We'll do some dipping and sniffing, okay?
Bring it on.
All right, okay.
Beautiful. I love rose.
Is that rose floral you've got there?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just stunning. That's so you, Sammy. It's so Sammy.
You've got this collection of blotters in front of you.
Yes.
Okay. Some of the blends you were keen on, some you weren't so keen on. Okay, so now it's decision time.
Okay.
What you need to do is to, if I can just borrow yours.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Take the blotters of the blends that you like and pop them together. I've got 3 here, I'm just guessing you like these. Pop them together and wave that about in front of your nose. Remember to close your eyes, okay? And just take in the overall effect. That is how you're building your fragrance. Okay, that's how you've constructed your fragrance today. You'll notice, ladies, the second line on the, rather the first line on the blend card is fragrance name. Bit of fun. Possibly the hardest thing you'll have to do today is come up with a nice, fun and creative name for your fragrance.
Well, I'm sure we'll do well with that, isn't it, Sammy?
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
I try my best.
We'll see. All right then.
You're still thinking.
You can
right,
reveal all at the end.
Wonderful, so let's do it.
Okay.
Right, let's go for it.
Once I've blended your perfumes for you, we shall then reveal the names that you've chosen for the fragrance you've created, okay? Bit of fun.
So we've made our fragrances, ladies. Look at it, it's so beautiful. Let's reveal to them the names. I'll start with mine. Mine is La Parfumine. Perfume and Sherene together. La Parfumine. What's yours, Sam?
And mine is Sam Dix Perfume.
And MJ, what's yours?
Mine is Maria because that's my original name. So I'll go back to my roots, Maria.
Oh, lovely. Oh, my God, this is so exciting. Thank you so much, the Perfume Studio, for this. But
We are not leaving here without our own special DKW perfume.
Ladies.
thank you very much for this. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for a fantastic time. If anyone else would like to do this, how do they get in touch?
Yeah, the easiest way is to just log on to our website, perfumestudio.com.
theperfumestudio.com. That'll also be on our website, dkw.me. Thank you. We definitely want to thank the Perfume Studio for that fantastic time out. Actually, if you'd like to do it yourself, visit our website, dkw.me. And just so you know, I won that challenge. I won that. Look, today we've spoken about many things. The princess complex. It's important for us to feel good about ourselves, like our resident expert did say. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. But only when you take it too far, that's when there's a problem. When you start being selfish, when you start thinking about yourself and not others. This is not what it is to be a different kind of woman. Now, I would like to thank you very much, everyone that came on the show today, Lisa Marley. I'd like to also thank Pam Custers and, of course, the Perfume Studio, as well as our fellow DKWs. If you'd like to contact any of them, please visit our website, DKW.me. Never have the princess complex. And remember, sometimes in life, as women, it's very good to be different. So, stay tuned and meet us next week. Bye-bye.